What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Little Scale Cars YouTube channel. Today in the review box, we have the Nissan Z GT500 from MiniGT. So, they have done a few GT500 cars in the past that maybe could have had a little bit of improvement done to them. So, have they improved with this newer casting? Let's take a closer look at them and find out. So, getting things started with our casting. Taking a closer look, all of our proportions are basically perfect, which is honestly what you would expect. It looks fantastic. Pop the real life car in there for a little bit of a comparison shot there. Looks good and looks very nice. Now, let's go ahead and break the casting down. So almost everything that you're going to see here is going to be metal, including the base. We do have the metal base. There are some plastic pieces that have been incorporated. A lot of your aero pieces, especially the rear wing, is going to be plastic. And then I think a couple of these like louvers and stuff like that are going to be plastic as well. But actually a fairly good chunk of it, I think, has been casted in just because of the kind of unique way that this car is designed. It was able to kind of incorporate a lot of casting. But I think like these bits down here are plastic, and then like the tips of this is plastic. So there is the plastic bits there. But for the most part, it is metal on metal, straight up die cast model, and it looks really, really good. All your body lines are going to be replicated quite nicely, which is always a good thing to see, especially when the body lines are so intricate as they are on like a GT500 car. So that is a good thing to see. I really don't have any complaints casting-wise. I think it's been done really, really nicely and at a good price, too. The intricateness of it is quite good. So, paint and deco. So, there's a couple different choices here. I think you got 6 options total. I went with the number 3 car because it's slightly different than, I think, the 23 that I got from the GT500 GTR car. So, yeah, this one looks very good, very reminiscent of the real-life car. As far as I can tell, it's spot on accurate. I don't follow GT500 closely enough to be able to tell you if there's any like glaring things missing, but very, very nice. You got that chrome finish, kind of in that mirror look on the back window bit there. Just overall, the deco done quite nicely. And then I also got the 24 car, because I think that this deco is just really cool and really unique. I didn't have one quite like this for my GT500 collection yet. And also, it's got like the Pepsi kind of livery going on here with the 24. Very reminiscent of the Jeff Gordon schemes from back in like the early 2000s, late 90s, when he would run the Pepsi car. So very, very cool. It's got sort of a metallic-y roof here going on, but the rest of it's kind of in the enamel dark blue. I'm assuming that that's replicating the real-life car quite nicely. But yeah, I'm a really big fan of these two decos. But it was actually kind of a hard choice here with the decos because, like I said, I think there's 6 total choices, and all of them are very good. So let's get into our details here. So starting up front, we do have 2 headlight inserts that do have some tampo work on them to give them that extra look of realism. We also have the little Nissan logo there, looking quite good. It even says Nismo underneath it. Into your front grille section, you got like where your tow hook belongs and stuff like that. Not terribly detailed inside there, but gets the job done for sure and definitely does still look high quality. Up front here, you got a little windshield wiper cutting across the window. And the interior is decently detailed, but there's not like a lot of paintwork going on there. We do have accurate wheels, which looks really good. And you get the Yokohama tire print on the tires as well, which automatically looks so much better. I really like it when they actually put the printing on the tires. I think it really, really ups the look factor. Now, coming down the sides here, all of your sponsors are kind of replicated nicely. You do get the mirror that is a piece of plastic. Exhaust or gas. I think this is gas. That's where you put the fuel in. This might be the exhaust here on the sides. Like I said, not terribly familiar with GT500 cars. But coming to the rear section here, you do get the taillights. They are just kind of painted on, but you do get the little Nissan logo there, a Nismo logo, and then a little bit more detailing here coming into the diffuser section. Overall, a little bit of carbon fiber wicking up through there. Very, very happy with the level of detail personally. I am a big fan. Moving into the roll test, it's a MiniGT, so it's going to roll quite nicely, and that is, once again, the case here. Putting it on the scale, it comes out to be 40.44 grams when I average the weight of the 2 out. So it has a very nice heft to it, but it's not one of the heavier MiniGT models. Pros and cons, getting started with our pros. The biggest pro for me is going to be the high level of detail, and I'm mostly referring to the castings, honestly, because those castings have a lot of like nice aero intricacy worked into them. And MiniGT has done a really good job of replicating those intricate aero pieces, but not making them fragile. So I'm a big fan of that, and I think it ended up looking quite good. The other big pro is going to be that this is true 1/64 scale. As of right now, I think Tomica is the only other brand that has touched this GT500 stuff. And Tomica, you know, it might be 1/64 scale, it might not. And it's also made more for kids, so it's not going to be quite as intricate in like the wing and other spaces where, you know, MiniGT can get away with smaller pieces. Moving into our cons, I really don't have any. Honestly, like, I really kind of sat down and thought about it and looked for things to nitpick, and I could not find them. There's tire printing. This one's got the Michelin. The other one has the Yokohamas. One of the things with the GTR GT500 was that some of these decals had not been placed quite right, and so they kind of stuck up and were peeling. Not the case on this one. So, like, they really did a lot of improvement, and I think I'm just a really big fan here. Moving into some size comparisons, here we have it with some Hot Wheels Nissan Zs, with the Hot Wheels Nissan Z Proto over there on the left, and the Hot Wheels Nissan Z GT4 over here on the right. And here we have it with some other premium 1/64 scale Japanese race cars, with the Nissan GTR GT500 from MiniGT over there on your left, and the Toyota TS040 LMP1 car from Spark over here on your right. So with all that out of the way, let's find some final thoughts. Was this worth the hype? Absolutely. These ones probably didn't have the same level of hype as like the GT500 GTRs, but still pretty good. And I think these ones have done better job and lived up to that hype a little bit more. Are they a good value? I would say absolutely. So they're going to run you in the neighborhood of $20 or so. I think I got mine for $18, but I've seen them as high as like $22, $23 with free shipping on online retailers. So even at that higher price point, I would say these are definitely worth it. You get a nice quality product here. Community feedback has been honestly fantastic. Everyone seems to be very happy with these, even happier than the GTRs. So these are a big win in my opinion, and I think they honestly are really, really solid. The true 1/64th aspect is what really puts these over the top. So that for me was a huge factor for them. The price point is another big factor. Like I said, I got mine for under $20, so it's possible that you can find them in that neighborhood. However, I would act quickly because I'm imagining that they are probably going to sell out pretty fast if these two decos haven't sold out already. But like I said, there are 6 decos, which is another big pro for me, because if these two aren't really your speed, there are plenty of other choices for you to get out there. And I think that honestly, like, they all look pretty good. I wouldn't wait if you really want them. Like I said, go ahead and get them now, because I absolutely highly recommend them. They are everything you could really want from a GT500 car. However, I should note that Spark is supposedly doing GT500 cars in 1/64 scale. So if these decos have already sold out and you really want these decos, you do have another chance to potentially get a nice high quality 1/64 scale in this particular decos. And with that, guys, that is all I have for this review. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you are new. Don't forget to leave a comment down below telling me what your thoughts are on this particular model, and I will see you guys in the next video.